We're going to set up the water. I'm going to go over how I'm going to get the parts. We're going to put it on the hydrant. I'll show you how to turn it on so that we don't have any messes or issues like the old style. So all the water pipes are kept right inside the door in this middle container on the OSU demonstration spot. You're going to need one of these. This has a check valve. It's got a reducer that goes in the hydrant. It's got a check valve and it's got a quick release. The other end of the quick release is already over there on the hose that's in the ground. You're also going to need a hydrant wrench. There should be at least one of these in the container. These are the two pieces you'll get out, and we'll head over to the hydrant. We've got our hydrant wrench and our adapter. We're going to take off the cap that's closest to our pipe. So we're going to take the cap off the hydrant, and there's a 5-point nut on there that goes right into here, and you'll just loosen it with that. Then you can take it off by hand. Be careful so you don't drop it. Just set that down on the hydrant. Then you're going to there's a quick release cap on here. This just keeps stuff from getting into the pipe, into our water. So you'll take this off just by pulling those two red handles back and lay that down here. Then the only other thing that's keeping water out of the system while it's not in use is this ball valve. This right now is closed. We'll use that in just a minute. We're going to attach our check valve and our reducer to the hydrant. Make sure you line the threads up well because the metal is sort of soft. You can cross thread it. You want to get this snug so that it seals, otherwise it'll be leaking a lot. And also you want to make sure that this part of the check valve is up. It should at least be, if it's sideways or lower, it won't actually be working. So you want to get that set up. We'll use the hydrant wrench to tighten it down. I've heard from some farmers that have been using it that if you tighten it down too much, you'll have a hard time getting it off. You got to use the hydrant wrench as well as you can. If it starts slipping off, instead of going straight with the hydrant wrench, you can pull it to the side so that the base of it is sitting down in here. It should grab a little bit better. You can also use the hook if that'll grab on. Alright, once that piece is on, you're going to take the hose end of the quick release, put that right in there. While you're holding it, clip down both of these, and then you can turn the hydrant on. The only thing you need to do to turn the hydrant on is put that wrench right on top and turn it to the left. Water will start coming out. You want to open it enough. If you open it so that the hydrant's making noise, only a turn or two, the hydrant will be leaking water out of the ground because of the drain that's on the bottom of the hydrant. So open this up, and then water's not actually charging the system because you can see I could have tightened that a little bit more. It's going to have some water leaking out, but water's not charging the system because this ball valve is closed. Any ball valve, if it goes across, it's closed. If it goes in line, that's open. Okay, so now all the hydrants in the farm are charged. Well, all the hydrants in this section near us, the fenced section nearest to us, are charged. You can use that water, hook your hose up to it, and you're ready to go. Like I said, I could have tightened that up a little bit more to avoid any leaks over here, which is ideal. Okay, now when you're done with the watering and nobody else is here that needs to water, we can't leave this running, we can't leave this attached because of the way the permit works, so we're going to have to shut it down. So the first thing you do, of course, is turn off the water at the hydrant. Make sure that's snug. It's going to do a little bit of hissing. Now, the old way was that we'd take this off and water would go everywhere because there's back pressure in this system. So there's two things you can do. One is to open one of those hydrants on the farm. That'll release the pressure. You can also just close this ball valve. That's why we moved it to this side as opposed to that side. So that ball valve is closed. All that back pressure in the system can't come out right now. So I'll get a little bit of water out, or air in this case, because I never actually opened the hydrant over there. So we'll get a little bit of pressure out there. It's not as bad as it used to be. You want to cap this so it's not, you know, so that nothing's getting in there. But if you want to release the pressure first, you can do that. It's much cleaner than the old way. Put your cap back on there. And then you can use your hydrant wrench again to take this off. And this one's a little bit tricky. You got to make sure you're not sliding off that piece. These nubs are starting to get rounded from people sliding off, because you got to make sure it's engaged and actually grabs. Again, you can use the hook if you want to. Just make sure that you're not taking too much metal off. You can do it by hand. Make sure you don't drop it, because this piece will crack. Okay, so be careful with that. Put the hydrant cap back on. And that's all there is to it. Alright, that's setting up and taking down the water system.